Hey folks, Mr. Nickel here, just talking about Chem 30, how to navigate the course, how to get around. So we're on our main menu right now. I would click to this Chem 30 section and you land on our announcements page, okay? Where you see these announcements, this is gonna be the most pertinent information that I have for you. So things like, hey, I noticed some of you students are doing this. Here is what I would recommend. Hey, we're gonna have live sessions these couple times this week. Hey, remember you got this big major assignment coming to you soon. So what you should have done yesterday, you would have landed here, you could have watched the video. If you care about me at all, you could watch the video there. My contact information can all be found here, as well as my YouTube channels. You should have clicked on this Start Here menu. There's a lot of stuff to read through, including all of the breakdown of the marks. The way our final exam will work is I'll send out a Google form or a survey of some sort at the end of the semester, and you will fill out which 2 units or which 2 assessments you would like to improve upon. And so the way I did it last quint was basically if someone said I want to improve on my acids and bases and my equilibrium quints, I would send them 2 exams, they would email it back to me, and I would improve their grade. Or depends on how they do on that actual exam. Again, the point is to improve your grade, so if it's lower than what you've shown me before, I'm just going to pretend I didn't see it. I have all my helpful tips and tricks here down at the bottom. As someone who's been a student and a teacher in an online class, I think I have some decent knowledge and insight as to what it's like to be on either side of the screen, I guess, as it were. Where we would have gone after that is this class calendar. This is for sure your most valuable location to find information and stuff. Anything in red is something that you need to do. The light blues are the exams, and then what I've included is these dark blues are saying that something has been assigned. It doesn't mean that I'm giving it to you that day. It's always on the website. It's just a matter of, well, I think you should start it at this point. What you'll notice with the course too is that some of the content, I can actually flip over here, some of the content won't be available to you right away. So this is my screen. I can see that item is available, but some students or groups might not have access. Basically the way Blackboard works is there's rules set in place. So you do one assignment and then it will unlock the next stage of the course. It's sort of like a video game, I guess, in that sense. So if you don't see something, you don't have access to it yet, it just means you missed something along the way. When we get into student-directed studies, which is the next topic of conversation after the data table, we'll talk about how I can unlock things for you and make things available so that you have the information. Course content, my grades, that's where you'll spend a lot of time. Course content, all of the sections are broken down into these different parts, and you'll notice that the parts are given here to you. So part 4, 1, and 2, well, part 4, 1, and 2 means you do the review quiz, student-directed study, and the lesson 2.1 on that day. Data table. I personally am going to use this data table. This is my personal data table that I've given all of my Chem 30 students that I've ever had. I'm going to use this one because I think it is a little bit better. There is this one as well. It's just shorter. It doesn't have as much information. Some of the tables are the same, but I obviously much prefer my table. Organic chemistry naming priority chart. We will get to this in Unit 2. You will use this document a lot. It'll make a lot more sense then. This is just a second version of that. So this is a really important document, Nichols Chem 30 Data Table Reference Booklet. You'll want that. I have it printed out in my classroom so that I always have access to it. Student-directed study. This is a big part of your exam of your final overall marks. You can click here and read through the different parts. It'll say weeks in here, and that's because the class originally was broken down into weeks, but since we've moved to the quint system, those weeks have obviously become a lot shorter. But you can see the different parts. So part 1 will happen when student-directed study part 1 is due. And that date, if we look at this, is March 12th. So next Friday in a week, you have to start have an idea of what you want to do. What's your focus question? What are you wanting to learn? How does your topic relate to the course outcomes? And so when we do a live session next week, I'll talk about how to find those outcomes, how to find what you're doing. But this is a big project, a fairly large project that a lot of students put a lot of effort into. Usually it's a very rewarding project because you end up learning something that you think is cool. But that's the student-directed study there. Discussions, there's only one discussion post. There is introduce yourself post as well, but this post will come a little bit later in the course. And then we have our virtual meeting space right here. Basically what I'll do is I'll just set times, chuck them in our course calendar, and then you'll be able to click here and click join course room, and that'll take you basically to our Zoom call that's permanently open. Other things that you should note, if there are links and stuff, I would recommend clicking on everything. I did receive some messages from students last Quint who said your videos were sufficient. I'm going to be making a ton of videos and revising the videos I've already made on my Mr. Nicola Science Piccolo YouTube channel, and you can go watch them there. I think they're very helpful because they're directly related to questions that you'll have encountered. Another thing, if the side menu disappears, so if all of a sudden you're looking at the course and it looks like this, all that means, you'll probably see this blue bar on the side. All that means is that you just need to re-expand this blue bar out. You can click anywhere on that side and that menu will come back out to you. Last thing I want to talk about, how to submit assignments. So the way that this schedule or calendar is worked out is that anything that's in blue means that it's something that needs to be submitted. You could also refer to this and just refer to whatever's in red. Either is fine, but basically there's always going to be a way to submit some sort of assignment. So if it's a review checkpoint, this will take you into a separate menu where you actually go through and do the review checkpoint and answer questions. If we look at an exam, exams are a little bit different. The way they work is you get 3 hours. I should modify this because all of my exams will be open book, but you get 3 hours to complete it. There will be a PDF. You can click on that, open it up, and there you have the exam. I'm going to exit out of this so my timer doesn't start. But yeah, so this one, you'll click on the actual chemical structure exam, and then you'll attach a file. PDFs are always the best, but if you are submitting like Word documents and stuff, that's also fine. So yeah, that's Chem 30. That's how to navigate the course. That's how to operate everything in the course. Let me know if you have any questions at all. If I can clarify anything, we'll do a live session, a couple of them next week, and we'll talk about some of the administrative things of Blackboard, as well as just talk about what you need to be reviewing and learning for the course. Hope this was helpful.